Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you two very simple workflows for removing very distracting elements like the fencing in this picture. But before we get to that, 17 seconds of this. Love photography but fed up with social media? Then join us in the free photography community on School. There's an active forum, challenges, live calls, a classroom, members map and real-world meetups. Thousands of members, no algorithms and no ads. Use the QR code or the link in the description and we'll see you inside. Alright, so first of all, just want to shout out to Stephen Gotts from the Art of Zootography, who sent over this picture. He's a member of our photography community and was asking if there was any way that I could show him that we could remove the fencing from this picture. And Steve's timing could not be better, because literally about 2.5 weeks ago, there was an update in the workflow from Lightroom, but also something new that was moved from pre-release into the public beta. So what I'm going to do is show you two ways that we can actually remove this fencing. One of them involves the Photoshop beta and one of them doesn't. Right, let's crack on. All right, so first of all, I'm in Lightroom, so I need to get this picture out of Lightroom into Photoshop beta. So I'll go to the Photoshop menu, edit in, and we'll choose Adobe Photoshop beta. That'll then send it over and it should open up any second now, which it does. There we go. All right. So first things first, then I need to make a selection of this entire image. So I'll go to the select menu and go all, and that gives us the marching ants going around the whole perimeter of the image. I've done that because now in the contextual taskbar just up here, it gives us generative fill. So I'm going to click on that. And there's a couple of things I want to show you in here first of all. Now, we've got the Adobe models here, the Firefly models, and we've also got the partner models. And these are like the Flux and the Gemini versions just there. But we are going to actually just use the Adobe models because there's one, like I mentioned, that has moved from pre-release into the public beta version for everybody to use who's got the public beta. And that's this one just here. Firefly Image 5 in brackets preview. And the important thing about this one here is it says, edit while preserving detail. This is what this is exceptionally good at. Before I get to it, let's just quickly look at the other models here. So when I click on Firefly Image 1, what you'll notice in the contextual taskbar up here, where we write our prompt, we have the generate button, which is active. Even though I've put no prompt in, we could actually use the generate button. Let's just go back to the other one here. We've got the Firefly Fill and Expand, and exactly the same look. We've got the generate button is active. However, when we go to use this one that has just moved over, the Firefly Image 5 preview, when we click on that, you'll notice that the generate button is grayed out. So we do actually need to give this a prompt. So in here, all I'm going to type is something nice and simple like remove the fence from this picture. Nice and simple. Then I'll click on generate. Now that's going to take roughly 10 to 12 seconds. Now, what you'll notice is it'll only produce one variation, whereas in the other Firefly models, you'll get 3. But I think I've got enough confidence in this one because it is so good that we're only going to need the one. So let's just give it some time. If need be, I'll speed this up with a bit of elevator music as well. And let's just see what it does. All right, there you go. So as you can see, the fence is gone. If I just turn that off and on, absolutely superb. However, Firefly Image Model 5 is only producing results at the moment at 2K. So let me just zoom in on this picture here. So we'll zoom in. So you can see now, look. Now, the image that Steve sent over was a raw file. So lots of detail, but you can see here, look, it's not looking quite as sharp on the one that's been worked on by the Firefly model. So if I turn it off, you can see much more detail, much more kind of detail in the eye there and the feathers and what have you. And also in this rock that the actual condor, I believe, is standing on. So if we go before and after, we look at the eye, that's the original, nice loads of detail. And that's the AI generated one just there where we've had the fencing removed. So what I'm going to do here is this. I want the detail back in the bird. I definitely want the detail back in the rock. The background, I'm not so fussed about. We've got rid of the fencing. So whilst I'm active on the thumbnail here of the one that's been generated, I'm going to go to the object selection tool And in the options bar at the top of the screen, where we have select subject, mine is by default on cloud, because at the moment we're getting far better results using the cloud than on device. I'm going to click on select subject. Give it a second or two, and then we'll notice it's done a really good selecting that. Now, I also want to make a selection of this rock down here. I'm already using the object selection tool, so I'll just hold down the shift key to add to this selection, and I'll drag out a rectangle just to cover that rock, let it go, it'll recognize it's there. Fantastic. So now we've got a selection of both the bird and of the rock. I'll then click on the thumbnail of the layer mask now over in the layers panel, and I'll just fill that with black so that we hide the contents of the generated layer to reveal the contents of the original file where it's nice and sharp. So I'll go to edit and fill. And from the contents drop-down menu, I'll just choose black and click OK, and then deselect. So now look, I'll zoom in. Loads of detail on the bird, great detail on the rock, but that fencing is gone. So let's have a look before and after, before and after. Just incredible how it can get rid of all that fencing. I think back to not that long ago, how difficult that would have been. So that's the first method. Let's now take a look at the second method. The workflow is just a little bit clunky. Obviously, in time, it will improve, but it is a workaround. But this is for those of you who don't like to use the public beta version of Photoshop. This is what you're going to be able to use. So let me just get rid of these images just here because we're going to need to use Photoshop in a moment. Let's get rid of those. Thank you very much. And we'll dive over to back into Lightroom. And cancel that one there. So we're back where we were with the image. I'll just press P to give us a bit more space. Now, very recently, there's been an update in Lightroom whereby now we can edit images over in Firefly. So we'll find that. If I go to the share button in the top right-hand corner, if I come further down, one of the options here says Firefly, edit an image. Use text prompt to edit your image with AI. So what I'll do is I'm just going to click on that. That then is going to open my default browser and go into Adobe Firefly. It'll bring the image in, and here we see it now. Look, we've got all the fencing just there. Let's just get rid of that. Now, over here, we have the models of AI that we're going to use. At the moment, it's set to the Gemini Nano Banana 2. So I'm going to choose the Firefly Image 5 because we've already had a look at that one. We know that one is exceptionally good at editing, but preserving the detail of the image. I'm going to change the resolution from 1K to 2K. That's currently where we're set at the moment with Firefly, up to 2K. And then all I will do is just put in the little prompt here. Exactly the same as I did before. Remove the fence from this picture. And then we'll click on Generate. So again, roughly 10 to 12 seconds. And in fact, while that's doing its work just there, you can see at the bottom here, this is a premium feature. So Firefly Image 5 is a premium feature, which is why in Photoshop it only produced that one variation. And because of that, it is consuming 10 credits, which, yes, is more than the usual Firefly consumption of 1 credit, but it's considerably less than the Geminis, the Topazes, and the Fluxes that are in Photoshop. So, all right, and there you go. It's done a fantastic job removing it as we'd expect. So the next part of this workflow is I'm just going to simply download it. Up in the right-hand corner here, I'll click on Download. That downloads the image, and whilst now it's done that, I'll head back over to Lightroom and I'll send this image into Photoshop. So we go File, Edit in Photoshop. This isn't the public beta version of Photoshop. This is the regular public version of Photoshop. So we'll send that over. And here it is. And then what I will simply do is go File and Place Embedded. And here's the downloads folder with the image we just exported, and I'll place that on top like so. Now it looks like there's slightly, I don't know, there's a little bit of movement there. So what I will do is auto align these layers. So I'll make sure they're both active in the layers panel. Then we'll go to the edit menu and choose auto align layers. But you'll see here, look, it's grayed out. And that's because we place this image in, and we can see, look, it's a smart object just there. So I need to make this a regular box standard layer. So I'll just click on it, right click, and choose rasterize layer, or basically make this layer a normal layer. which it has just there. Then I'll shift click so they're both active and go edit, auto align layers. I'll leave everything in the default and then click OK. All right, lovely. So now they're perfectly lined up. And then it's just a simple case of doing exactly what we did in the first method. I'm active on the actual AI generated version just there where the fencing has been removed. I'll go to the object selection tool. First of all, click on select subject with my default of cloud. Click on that. A couple of seconds later, it will make a selection, really good selection as it has. Because I'm using the object selection tool, I'll hold down the shift key and just drag out to also include the rock that this condor is stood on. And then we'll just add a layer mask. But I'm not just going to add a simple layer mask. I'm just going to go to the layer mask icon at the bottom of the layers panel and hold down the Option key on Mac or Alt key on Windows so that when I click it, the actual selection is filled with black automatically. So you can see now, look, there we go. Loads of detail in the bird's eye and the feathers. If we just turn that mask off and on, off and on. Wonderful. Loads of detail in the bird. Loads of detail in the rock that it stood on as well. And we've got that fencing gone from the background. So let's have a look. There we go. There's the original and there's the fixed version. So there you go. 2 workflows that you can use right now to remove very distracting elements like that fence there. One of them in the Firefly platform where you can send your image from Lightroom into that, or one in the public beta version where you've got that Firefly Image Model 5, which is exceptionally good at editing your images, but maintaining the integrity of your real original image. So have a go, and that's it. That's all I've got for you. I'll see you in the next video.